Hi, Roy here on my channel, Roy Reads Anything. If you'd heard about the cardboard signs and wonder where they've gone, well, here is one. I was wondering that too, but here is one. So, channel's called Roy Reads Anything. Eclectic reading, basically. I read all sorts of stuff. Probably a bit of a focus on kind of vintage type of crazy old books, but it's not just that. And you get the benign heckling from Dr. Jenny,
heckle, heckle, heckle.
My significant other, beloved life partner, who is somewhere in this room, but not within the range of the camera. So that's how that works. Just going to do a bit of a December TBR. So I'm on the read what you own diet, and so I'm sort of shopping my own shelves, thinking of things I will probably get round to reading in December. And I thought one way of approaching how I read some, stuff from the, having turned our house into a sort of bookshop, how to choose things. I thought, well, maybe by type, maybe try and read a new physical book that's fiction, a new non-fiction book from my TBR pile, finish something I've started that I want to finish, and something from Kindle as well, maybe a vintage book, so that's the rough plan. So my finisher would be Dune by Frank Herbert, the science fiction classic, which I seem to be just over halfway through. I was really enjoying this. I didn't consciously decide to stop reading it or to put it aside. Just other things came along. So finishing Dune, that's certainly on the agenda. Here, by the way, old paperback edition with beautiful Bruce Pennington cover. For a new book, well, this one's calling to me. Lord of a Shattered Land by Howard Andrew Jones, a sword and sorcery novel. Beautiful hardback. It's first of a series, The Chronicles of Hanover. Lots of praise for this book. I've never read Howard Andrew Jones, so it's a vast empire's greatest foe, a conquered people's last hope. His name is Hanover, and he will set his people free. So yeah, I could go for a bit of fantasy. Certainly that's of the sword and sorcery type. So looking forward to that. For a new non-fiction book, I'm still been really interested in Shakespeare, and particularly the history plays. So September there was a Shakespeare event that I participated in, and that included reading Richard III. Since then have watched and read a whole bunch of other history plays in the Hollow Crown TV series. So this book, called Shakespeare's Kings, it's about the real history of that period and contrasting it, or sort of examining how it fits in with the Shakespeare plays. So it's by John Julius, Norwich. The Great Plays and the History of England in the Middle Ages, 1337 to 1485. Lots of praise for this book. Seem to be, so it's a print-on-demand one with a sort of slightly blurry cover, but I won't hold that against it. All the time we've been watching those particular Shakespeare plays is always a sort of like, did that really happen? Did those people really die? Was that person a villain? Did they actually do some good things for the country? So yeah, that's a plan then. Shakespeare's Kings. For a vintage book, now bear in mind, those are both quite chunky. Got this Carter Brown book. It was a present from Rick, Double O Pipe, Zelda. Pretty amazing cover. Never read Carter Brown. Looks like it's full of... it could have sex in it. To 10 million men, Zelda Roxanne was the supreme symbol of sophisticated sex. But it looks like she goes around killing people. Yeah, well, we'll see. Once at Annie's bookstop in Malden, MA. Yeah. Okay, so a vintage possibility. On the Kindle, I'm still working my way through John Connolly's short story collection Nocturnes and really enjoying it. It's a group read on Connolly's Patreon. I won't have finished it in November, so I'm going to carry on and finish that. And then there's plenty of other Kindle stuff to get into as well. So those are my approximate plans. Of course, we're drifting towards Christmas, so at some point the sort of gravitational pull of Christmas will replace all of that, and I will feel the primal yearning for Christmas-related books and cosy fiction, I suppose. I've already read a Christmas book. The Christmas Truce by Emma Bennett is a romance novel set at Christmas. I really enjoyed. In fact, it's a book that has changed the way I smell.
It's true.
Not by altering my molecular structure or anything like that, although, who knows. But when I read the guy in the book is described as smelling faintly of sandalwood. And being easily led, I thought, I will contrive to also smell faintly of sandalwood. And so it came to pass.
He smells faintly of sandalwood.
Yeah, well, it's been quite popular so far.
It's nice.
Yeah, to the only... even though we normally avoid perfume in all its forms, but yes. Faintly, the operative word is faintly.
Yeah.
Not talking Lynx Africa here, we're talking... Anyway, yes, so...
Yes, Jenny has sensitive skin.
Started down the Christmas trail a little bit. I usually read Archie comics, Archie's Christmas collections at some point, and I know I've got some Christmas bits and pieces on the Kindle as well, so at some point I'll go over to that. So how much of this page count I'll get through, I truly don't know, but that's the plan. That's the December TBR, not including the 12 days of Christmas, as it looks at the moment. And we'll be back soon with something else. Cheers.